Today in the Boot Guide, we are looking at the Ridge 8-inch Momentum, the latest in the line of ultra lightweight tactical boots from Ridge. So the one thing you got to know about the Momentum is that this is a testament to the fact that little companies like Ridge, when I say little companies, they're not in all different types of facets of footwear. They make one type of footwear, private security, first responder type footwear, and they really take a lot of pride in building the best pair of boots they can for that type of work, for that type of field. And the Momentum is the testament to the fact that they can actually listen to what you guys need who actually have to do the work and work in the field, and they can produce a boot that is going to help you make your job easier. So the reason I understand this is because one of the major emails that I get when it comes to this type of footwear, questions that you guys send out to me is, can I suggest something that is ultra light, because you guys are spending 12 to 15 hours on your feet, whether you're standing, walking, or just patrolling, you're looking for the lightest thing possible so you can forget about the boot. So starting with the sole, Ridge has created the lightest weight sole possible by using an extremely soft, light rubber. It's not an EVA, it's a rubber. By using rubber, what they get is they get a more dependable consistency to the layers and the shaping of the material. That means that you're going to get a better slip resistant boot. You're going to get a little bit longer wearing sole because they're using rubber, and you're also going to get something that's going to be 100% energy return. Off EVA, after a while, will break down. It will not have the same responsiveness over time. Rubber doesn't happen. Rubber, from the day you put it on to the day you throw it out, it always keeps the same resiliency. So as you can tell, they've created an easy clean out sole by having no right angles anywhere whatsoever into the actual sole pattern. It means you get filled up with mud, you get filled up with rocks, sand, whatever, they're gonna pop right off. One, just by flexing the boot, it allows all the material to release. And two, by kicking the boot against something harder than the boot, it's gonna allow the mud just to shed right off. Now, the one place you are going to find a right angle is right in the heel. Though it is a small 90-degree heel, it is a 90 degree. So as you slide your foot on a rung, whether it be on a metal ladder or something like that, you're going to feel that 90-degree heel catch your foot so you can climb with assuredness that you're not going to slide off. Now the upper is a mixture of materials. The leather parts right at the toe, right in through here, can be shined and polished if need be. Now the rest of the materials that you see, this nylon type looking stuff, is a material that's called a highlight mesh. It is a very durable, tear resistant material, which is probably the perfect complement to a nice glove leather like this, because you can create a lighter, more pliable tactical boot. Instead of using heavy duty leathers, instead of using Cordura or heavy duty ballistic nylons, using something that's more of this type of ripstop really makes a lot of sense. And because of all the new ways that you can reinforce this type of boot by adding key sections to the flex points, you can lighten up the boot because you're not using as much material. All right, so let's open it up and look inside. The tongue is gusseted all the way up to there, so that means you're going to keep a lot of debris out. The boot is not waterproof. The boot can be sprayed with waterproofing spray to make it water resistant, but eventually through flexing, through bending, and just because of the porousness of this material, water is going to find its way in if you're submerging the boot. But running in and out through puddles, just standing outside for a couple minutes in the rain, you really don't have to worry because the materials themselves will shed just that light amount of water. The lacing system, they are using a nylon webbing. They're not using polypropylene, they're using nylon. Nylon's stronger, has a higher tensile strength, will take more pressure being pulled together from the laces. Nice touch. It's great to see them taking that extra step in adding a more dependable material. The side zipper is a self-healing YKK zipper. Self-healing zippers, as opposed to old-fashioned zippers with teeth, means that if you should get your lace stuck in there, if there should get something as you're zipping up and down, if something should fall in between the teeth and you spread the teeth, unzip it, push the teeth back into place and zip it back up. Self-healing zipper. Wonderful touch, especially being a YKK. They could have went cheap on the zipper, but they didn't. Now, right up at the top of the tongue, that little lace saver that sits up in there, now that is really good thinking. Anybody who wears 8-inch boots who understands that they usually put that little pass-through much lower and that tongue still turns one way or the other, still falls into your ankle bone, not happening here. By having it there, you're right at the top, you hold your boot nice and tight, the tongue does not move. That's a great touch. All right, let's talk about the size and the fit and just what makes the Momentum so much different than other black 8-inch tactical boots out there. One is that it is designed, though the aesthetic is that of a 8-inch tactical boot, it's designed around a much lighter weight type of footwear. This is more like a high-top basketball shoe. In the way it fits, in the way it performs, in the way you move in it, it's got that more of an athletic feel and less of a boot feel. And that's what you guys have been asking for. That's what guys who have to wear this in order to make a living, they want to feel. If you're walking 20,000 steps a day, doing your rounds, doing your patrol, this is what you want on your foot. It's lightweight. It forms to the foot when you tie it down correctly, and you forget about it because of the fact that it's lightweight. Now, like I said, Ridge is a company that listens to the people that buy their product. So something that they did that I really like is they start production on the 8-inch Momentum at size 4 in the regular widths, and they carry it to 15. Now that's wonderful because that allows so many people who work in this industry to have something that is extremely lightweight and extremely comfortable. Now, if you're a guy who's got a wide foot, something that's much wider than a D, Ridge carries these in a double E. Now they start their double E's at size 7 and they move them all the way up into 15, so they're not really ruling out anybody who has a nice wide foot. Now the feel of the boot, the first time you put these on, if you've worn tactical boots before, if you've worn 8-inch black tactical boots before, you've probably worn a much heavier duty type boot. Once you put these on, you're going to feel not uncomfortable, you're going to feel the difference from having a boot that only weighs 17 ounces a pair to something that weighs in at 2 to 3 pounds a pair. You've got something on your foot that's probably really going to change the game for you. The way you look at putting on your boots and the way you look at having to wear them all day. Now, the first day you wear them, I will suggest that you play around with the laces and try to find that perfect fit. Now, personally, I like my boots extremely tight, and as I've been wearing these around, as you can tell, I left that lace in my pattern. Sure, it looks like that the laces are almost touching. You might even say that the boot's too wide for me, but it's not. This is how my boot feels comfortable. This type of material, this ripstop material, this type of leather is not going to prematurely stretch out unless you are pushing your foot in some pretty weird positions. Like if you're driving around in a patrol car and you're kind of pushing your foot against the side of the car, you might start to stretch it out. But if you're actually walking or using these for operations, you're going to be extremely happy with the way this thing fits. So that's the Ridge Momentum 8-inch tactical boot with a side zip. Hey, if you're wearing anything from Ridge, if you're private security or if you're law enforcement or if you're even working at one of the penitentiaries and you're wearing Ridge boots, please comment below. Let guys know what you think about the brand. Let guys know what you think about the boot that you're wearing. If by chance you've picked up a pair of these new Momentums and you got them on your feet, please comment below. If you work in the field, let guys know what you think about it as an everyday boot for what you do. If you're interested in seeing some detailed photos of the Momentum, the tongue, the zipper, how they build out the collar, or even the wonderful insole that they're using in order to make this thing extra comfortable, swing by to bootguy.com. I will have detailed photos all inside this boot, and I'll even show you guys how I've been lacing this boot up and just how tight I like to wear it. Hey, if you're enjoying my videos, please hit that subscribe button below. Also, remember, you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter all week long as I'm out breaking in boots, as I'm testing the boots out in the field. I'm taking photos and I'm posting them to my accounts. So if you want to see what boots I'm wearing this week in the field, what I'm getting ready to review, subscribe to my Instagram and subscribe to my Twitter. Also remember that I do have a Patreon account. So if you really enjoy the way I make a video, if you want to keep this project going, feel free to support me on Patreon. If you've got any questions about how Patreon works, I can send you over a link to a video that I made a few weeks back explaining the Patreon process. Hey, if you're about to pick up a pair of these Momentums, whether it be the 6-inch or the 8-inch, and you just got a few questions, feel free to shoot me over an email. Also remember that Ridge is always offering discounts and coupon codes. So if you don't see one on the website and you are a subscriber to the Boot Guy Reviews, shoot me an email. Let me see if I can't get you one of those codes. All right, until the next time, I'm the Boot Guy. Thanks a lot for watching.